When we talk about a structure of a thesis according to Gaia UKM, basically UKM wants you to have your thesis written in English language if you are a foreigner or your supervisor is a foreigner. Is there anyone who has to write their thesis in Bhasa Malayu? You can write in the chat box or can unmute yourself. Okay, there is one comment, Zainal. Okay, sorry, Idris. Okay, Idris BM. Okay, I will explain about BM thesis as well. So there is a slight difference between an English thesis or a Bhasa Malayu written thesis. If you and your supervisor both are Malaysian, then you have to write your thesis in Bhasa Malayu. You have no choice. But you can, those of you who are foreigners or your supervisor is a foreigner, you can write your thesis in English. So the structure of a thesis is like this. The first, this is, I'm talking about the thesis in English. You can just see here, I have written a small caption dot here. The first thing will be your title page. So in English thesis, there will be two title pages. The first title page will be in English, and then there will be a second title page which will be in Bhasa Malayu. The same thing, you just need to translate to Bhasa Malayu. So two title pages, and then you will have a declaration page, then acknowledgement, and there is a standard text for declaration and a standard pattern for acknowledgement. But of course, you are free to write anything in your acknowledgement within the limits of UKM, what they allow. These information you will also find out shortly. Okay, then you have to write your abstract in Malay language. So again, I'm saying here Malay language. Your thesis is in English, mind that. But first, your abstract will come in Bhasa Malayu. Then you have to give another page with the abstract in English. So starting from title page until I come here, list of statuses, these I call until this level, I call them preliminary pages. So these are all preliminary pages, and afterward, your actual thesis work starts from here, chapter 1 to chapter 5. So after English abstract, you will write a table of content. Just give me one moment. I think I should close now my phone because I'm hearing the sound back. Okay, audio off. Okay, then it is fine now. Now should be fine. Okay. So table of contents, and this table of content, you don't have to worry. It will automatically be generated. What you have to do, follow the instructions how to do. Then list of tables, it will be generated automatically. List of illustrations will be automatically generated. List of symbols, abbreviation, glossary, or terminology. This is one thing that you have to do it manually, but I will show you how is the standard pattern of this, because according to Gaia UKM pattern, we are not able to synchronize with Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word generate in a different way, which is nowhere compatible with Gaia UKM. So we have to do this part manually. List of cases will be automatically generated also. Okay, list of cases is for those who are coming from faculty of law. Is there anyone who is from faculty of law in this group? You can write in the chat box if there is someone. If you are not from faculty of law, then you can just skip this part. And the next one also, list of statuses, this one also for those who are from faculty of law. So these two parts are not related to you if you are not from faculty of law. Then it comes to, so there is no message. I assume there is no one from faculty of law. Okay, thanks God, it reduced my workload. Okay, before I proceed, is there anyone who has to write their thesis in Arabic? Can write in the chat box. Who is writing their I think there is someone who is from faculty of Islamic studies, if I'm not mistaken. There is someone. Okay. Okay, then it will be about text of your chapters. So starting from chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what should be your chapter 1? This is an important thing for you to understand. UKM want all the theses to have first 3 chapters same. What is first chapter? That is about introduction. Second chapter is about literature review. And third chapter is methodology. So these are the standard of UKM. which you have to follow. Whichever faculty you are coming, whichever medium of language you are using to write your thesis, whether English, Malay, or Arabic, but you still have to follow the same pattern. So chapter first, chapter second, chapter three, introduction, literature review, and methodology. This has to follow the same trend. Now, for chapter four, which is results and discussion, here the recommended one is that you make your chapter four combine one, all your results and discussion to be in one chapter. This is recommended, but UKM does not limit you. Some supervisors or some faculties, they want it to be split into several chapters. Some they will split it according to the topic, some split according to your objectives, like each objective one chapter, and sometimes it depends on your supervisor's desire, and most of the time it's your supervisor's desire. And remember this formula: when you are in UKM, just follow your supervisor. This is a simple formula. This is, I'm giving you a tip. If you follow this tip, you will be able to quickly conclude your thesis writing. But if you try to argue with your supervisor, no, this one can be like this, can be like that, then stay ready to receive tough time. This is most of the cases this happen. So for chapter number four, must follow your supervisor. Whatever guideline they say, just do it accordingly. And then the last chapter will be a conclusion chapter, and there will be no chapter after this. Conclusion and future prospect of your work will be in the same chapter. But again, if your supervisor resists or insists that you have to split the chapter, conclusion separate and future recommendations or future prospects separate, then you can just do it in that way as well. But make sure first three chapters are standard. So you cannot do like this, like your literature review, you split it into 4 5 chapters. Cannot. You just have to put it in one chapter. And after you finish your conclusion chapter, then you have to give your all references. And this is very important. References should be according to Gaia UKM. There is a specific pattern. If you are using Mendeley or EndNote, in both there are Gaia UKM templates available. I will recommend, highly recommend, not only recommend, highly recommend that please do not do your references manually. You are going to create a trouble for yourself, for your supervisor, and for faculty, and several times you have to edit them. If you don't know how to do references automatically by using reference manager, you can use any reference manager. We are not limiting you with Mendeley or EndNote or any other that you are using, but do it through the reference manager. It will help you and ease your work and reduce your workload. The purpose of today's class is you are coming here to learn the tips and tricks on how you can speed up your work. So you should also look for reference management workshop. Usually at Pusa Seswaza, we do organize, and I'm the only one who is leading that. Most of the students, they ask to go for Mendeley workshop. They think that Mendeley is very easy. It depends on individual. But I teach Mendeley, but for my personal use, I use EndNote. So this is also something interesting. Some students ask me why so. So I tell them I feel more comfortable using EndNote, though I teach Mendeley, and most of my students, they also use Mendeley. So uh, EndNote, yes, EndNote. Yeah, the one Serena you wrote earlier, EndNote. So you can get the template of EndNote or Mendeley from me as well, or you can go to library. Okay. Here I will just explain quickly, though this is not part of this class. EndNote is not a free software. You need to have a license. So where to get the license? You have to go to library and you can request from them. They will copy in your pen drive. So that is a licensed software. You cannot get a free one. So that's why most of the people, when they quit their studies from universities or they were never familiar with the EndNote, so they always think that this is a very difficult thing, so don't use it, or don't know how to get it, need to buy the software. No, you don't have to. You just go to library. Even if you are not part of UKM, you are in any other university, all universities, their libraries have subscribed to the licenses and they distribute to their students. Okay, Okay, for Mendeley, why many people use Mendeley? Because it is free. So that is one of the reason people think that, okay, this is freely available, I can just download from Google and that's it, and I can use it. Okay, fine, you can use Mendeley as well. So it depends on you, whichever you are more comfortable to use with. Soon I will be having my Mendeley workshop as well, and I will share the details with you if you will be interested to join that workshop. That will not only be restricted to UKM students, you can invite your friends as well. So that will be open to everyone, and I will cover not only the basic introduction. Most of the people over the internet or in some universities, they are just giving a basic touch, basic introduction. I cover from basic to upper intermediate level. Of course, I will not take you to the expert level, but upper intermediate level where I will explain you each and everything of Mendeley. Okay, this is not our today's talk. Let's move forward. After references, uh, all the extra things in your work, you can put it in appendices. Those of you from social science, sometimes you have surveys. So you have survey questions or survey answers that you need to just include the responses of your respondents. You can include them in appendices, or you are doing research on some articles, some specific thing. This is mainly good for those who are from social science. They can put the extra data all in appendices, or those who are from IT background, you have your programming coding sometimes, or those from engineering background, they have circuit diagrams. So you can just put the extra things, or programming codes, all those things you can just put it in appendices. So basically your evaluation of work is for from chapter 1 to the until the chapter of conclusion. This is all extra or supportive data. So don't think that you are putting something in appendix and you will be in trouble, but of course don't put unnecessary things. Okay, moving forward to the next slide. This was all about English thesis. In the next slide, I have jot down here everything how a Bhasam Layu thesis should be. Everything is same except one difference. Okay, the first difference is abstract. So in Bhasam Layu in the English abstract, you also wrote your Bhasam Layu abstract first and then English. Here is the same thing, but in Bhasam Layu thesis, your abstract will have the title above your abstract at the same page. And one more thing, yes, I forgot that. The title page, you will not have any English title page. So I repeat, for those who have thesis in Bhasam Layu, only we have Idris here. So you will just have a Bhasam Layu title page of your thesis, and then you just follow the same trend, a declaration, acknowledgement, and your abstract of Bhasam Layu, and then your English abstract with the title on top. That's it. This is the only difference. And then likewise in the English thesis, NRI case is for Faculty of Law. So you can just also exclude this. The rest everything is just the translation of English to Bhasam Layu for references, Rujukan, appendices, Lampiran. And then same way you have to do your thesis.